Hello followers and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft, and in today's episode we are going to be back working on the fort again. Before we get right into that though, I do want to show you this. I worked on the towers here where the portcullis is, the Bay of Reeds and so forth, and I kind of tore down all of what was already there, and I kind of made this more refined, rounded thing here. And I spent a good while actually playing around with the stairs to get this look, and I really like it. I think it's a lot better now than what was formerly there. We can go take a look up top side. My sound seems up. Let me see. Let me adjust. There we go. Apologies for that. I just don't want my voice to be drowned out. So here's the middle layer. We've got a crafting bench here. I think that was always there. And we have the top deck, which I also rejigged the slabs to make it look a bit nicer as far as this was concerned, and I think it does. We've got this nice octagonal shape here, so we can take a look out onto the rest of the fort, and it's just the exact same over there, really. There's no real major differences, but yeah, I think overall I like this more. Now I spent a bit of time refining it. I think I probably spent I want to say perhaps around an hour kind of refining my design to this, and part of the reason for doing that is lately, as you know, I have joined the Vanilla Go-Get server, and I've seen some of the guys' buildings on there, and some of them are very, very good builders. The one that comes to mind is Hal's Village. That is incredible, I think. Really, I was amazed at some of the builds on there. And I don't know everybody by name yet, but there are certainly a lot of great builds out there, and that kind of inspired me to up my aesthetics level, and I've done a little bit of testing and playing around with things, and I managed to get this. So I'm really happy with it after playing around with it off camera, and I think that we're going to kind of continue with this theme around the rest of the fort here. So that's not all I did. I did finish the path to the branch mines down here. I've not really done too much with this yet, but that'll come in time. I did finish the path to the branch mines right here. Branch mines, put some stone bricks in here, which I think look pretty nice. I keep hearing all these darn slimes. But aside from that, this just goes down here and then to a path, which I will eventually put lighting into, and that leads just to the branch mines and where all that stuff is. And I got a good amount of cobble out of that. Is there another slime in my spot? I think he's down there somewhere. Aside from that, I also worked on the zombie grinder area as well. A little bit. Not too much. Just in here. I finished up the grass and spread in that. And I think it looks a lot nicer. Started to work on this a little bit there as well. Not kind of fully refined that yet. But that's kind of what I've been doing off camera. And overall I think that this base is getting a nice look to it now. And as I say, for today we're going to be working on the fort, and I've got some plans as to what to do today to kind of finish up this a little more. So I'm not sure exactly what we might end up doing next episode. We may work on this some more, or we may go and work some more on the base below. We'll have to see on that. So, as regards today's materials, I'm going to grab some cobble. We have some stone bricks on us. And I think the first thing I want to target is this thing right here. This area, this rounded turret. I want this to be kind of low compared to everything else at the fort. So, what I'm going to do here is kind of maybe raise this up a little bit, is what I'm thinking. Like so, and I have wood on me, but I'm probably not going to have enough at this point to completely finish it off, but no, it doesn't look that way. But I just kind of want to raise this up a little bit for some reason over the rest of it. I have some slabs, but I don't really have anything significant. So, oops, I lost that one. So we're going to want to raise this up at least sort of one block right here, and let's get these out as well. Oops, fell down the little hole there, and I'm going to kind of just go around this and put that together, And I'm going to need to go and make some more slabs, but that's fine. I'm also going to pick up some more wooden planks. And I just kind of want this one to be a bit more flat compared to what we've got going on over here, because we're going to have a really big tower over there. We're going to have a medium-sized gatehouse and something probably similar to that right there, and another big tower at the end. We don't really have anywhere. There's kind of like a lookout post, and we have the river running by here, so I think that this is the ideal spot for that. As far as these are concerned, I'm not really sure how I want to do this yet. But again, this is something that we can play with in today's episode. So if we get this finished, then I will probably start work on the big tower. But if not, then we will just finish up with this today. This is a big project. It's going to take some time to kind of finish and so forth. And you know what? I'm going to take you with me instead of trying to keep running back here. So we're going to take that with us. And really, after this, we just need to build the gatehouse and the two big towers and do something with the boathouse in the middle. And then we're pretty much done. Oh, I'm going to go back for more wood. Dang it. In fact, I think my nearest supply of wood is in the storage room anyway, so we're going to leave that behind for the time being. I can come and finish that off camera, really. It's not too important right now. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. This shouldn't be here. I don't think. Because no. I don't think so, because we have now got 4 wide there, but we only have something 3 wide there. This is where it's getting kind of confusing. For some reason, something doesn't seem quite right. Am I being thrown off by something? That's the same as that. It's this right here. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit. I don't want to kind of go too crazy with this at the moment. I just kind of want to see what that looks like. It doesn't look bad. We obviously need to kind of work on the outside of it a little bit, because this is kind of plain, and I think we should do something like that and try and get stairs incorporated somehow. But this is kind of the look I want to go with for the top of the structure, as far as I'm concerned. We want to dig some grooves into it, I know that, and kind of do what we did over there. So why don't we go ahead and do that. Let's take our crafting table now that we've finished up here. Where's my ladder? Let's take the ladder and let's head down, because I kind of want this to retain a similar theme. I don't want lots of random designs kind of all piled in together, really. So we've got this right here, and I was worried that this might be a bit too short, but honestly I don't think it's too bad at this point, although we may need to address some of the things going on over here. So we've got this going on, and I'm going to get this down right here, and I'm going to try and get some stairs going and kind of see what we can do here. I mean, let me do that, and I didn't want that there. I could do this for the corner maybe, and then we could have something kind of in that gap, possibly some slabs. Oops, I don't really want to do that, but we'll get those back. I didn't bring any dirt with me, so I can't. Yeah, I'm always going to keep doing that, so I'm going to have to go grab some dirt to try and really work on that. So let me grab some dirt, and I'm also going to grab my bed and some wood as well, actually, and I'm going to play around with this a little bit off camera and kind of see what I can come up with. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay guys, so I've worked on this for a good while now, and I have to say this one was harder than those two. Overall I thought this one was a little harder to try and get right, but I am happy with it now. I played around with it for a good while in order to try and get the look I was going for, and in many ways it's similar to what I was going for over here, but I did it a little different. I incorporated some slabs, which I have not used in the towers over the lake there, and I've gone with this, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's different. It's quite a lot more complicated than I initially imagined it to be, but I think we've got it right now. It took a while to try and get all of the blocks in the appropriate places, but I think I've managed to get that done now. And overall, it doesn't look too bad. Probably could be a little better, but I think that's pretty good. And obviously, you've already seen the top, but we'll just take another quick look at it. We are going to have to deal with in here again, because I did knock out some of the walls. Yeah, I knocked some of this stuff out. That's fine, nothing spawned in here, so it's not too much of an issue. I'm just going to have to kind of redesign it a little bit. I'll get that one later. And we'll put this in here. And would I be able to... Oh, that hits dirt? Really? What about this side? That hits dirt too. I was hoping that I could try and get maybe a little window in there, but obviously not, because it goes straight into the dirt. So we're going to leave that alone for right now. Let's just close that. So this side, again, it kind of looks a little odd, particularly that there, how it interacts with the gatehouse, but that's probably because we haven't actually finished the gatehouse too much yet, so that's probably why we're getting those strange things. And up here on top, I made it a little lower than it is over there, because as I said, I wanted this to be more of a sort of lookout point, so I could see over the forest and to the hills beyond. I could see the swamp over there, and I can stand here and kind of observe the whole fort pretty much from right here. So I think I've gotten everything that I wanted to do right here, kind of incorporated. So I would call that mission accomplished for right now, honestly. I'm just going to probably work some lighting in later, and this particular section will be done. So now I want to work on this guy right here, the big tall tower, which is going to be 4 stories high. So this one is going to be the biggest, I think anyway, of them all. And I do want to have some windows right in each of these corners, I think, for right here. And I don't know how tall I want to make each story yet, so we'll have to think on that for a little while. I want to do a similar thing over here with the windows in each corner. There we go. Actually, I think that may look a little bit odd. Well, we'll leave it for now, and we'll kind of see how it pans out. Because I think that the window should kind of be more in the middle than anywhere else. But we'll have to see for the time being. So, I'm going to move this across here. Wow, room is going to be tight between where the safety platform is and where this tower comes out at. So let me just fill in this, and then obviously we want to fill this in, and we can use that to our advantage, and fill that in. Yeah, I'm not so crazy about that look. Maybe for right here it wouldn't look too bad, but certainly for the back I would probably want to put something else, perhaps a central window there or something like that. But I think for here it looks pretty good. Do I have any iron bars on me? I have 3, so we're not going to have the perfect view. We are going to want some steps. And which wall should I put the steps on? This one, because this one doesn't have any windows. We'll probably kind of make the stairs change direction as we go up the tower here. So this is, I do want it to go one higher before we hit the floor, really. I want there to be a gap above the window. I don't like the window being pushed up right against the roof. I don't really like that look. So we're going to go a bit higher. And this one is probably going to be the one that depletes my cobble reserves, but I did get a ton more cobble from digging out that path to the branch mine, so that shouldn't be too bad. So now if I go along like so, yeah, we're going to have a bit of a gap, but obviously we want the floor to be wood instead, so we're going to make it wood, And I'm going to need more wood actually. I kind of used up what reserve of it I had left. In the storage room anyway. In terms of planks on that over there. So I'm just trying to get a feel for it right now. I kind of think that these should be backed up a little more and made a little bit thicker. But I don't think it should go all the way to the ground. How does that look? That kind of looks a little bit odd. I don't have normal wooden blocks to try and test with, so we should really go and grab some. Is there a ladder well down nearby? I really need to implement some more staircases around here, because while this one is incredibly useful, it's at the wrong area, because if I'm at the far side, then I can't easily get access to where I need to go necessarily, so we probably will look at implementing some more staircases fairly soon. So down we go again. And I'm also going to have to work on a couple of things in here as well, because we've not kind of got this complete. Wait, storage room, that was it. That's where my log blocks are. I don't know how many of these I've got left, because I've been going through them very rapidly. I don't have too many actually. We're going to have to harvest the tree farm again soon. That did turn off. Because I used so many in here and so forth, so we're going to have to probably chop down the tree farm again and just get topped up on wood again so that we don't end up running out. Because that would be a disaster. I'll do that off camera. I should have enough wood to finish this particular section. See what I mean? I've got to go up this ladder and then across and then to the tower. So I'm going to set up my supplies and equipment over at the tower rather than trying to do it any other way, really. But yeah, I really like this. And the door, the look of the door I've got going on, I think I was pretty inventive with that. So, crafting bench, and we want our bed. So let me just make these into planks. How does that look? Take that out. Actually, no, it looked better with that. In all honesty, it looked better. And then obviously we're going to have the rest of the sort of roof coming out like so. And this one is generally just a straight up tower. And it's going to be very simple. But the further up we go, obviously, at the top we're going to have to do some decoration similar to the other towers. Now, can I get away with that? Yeah, that's my limit. I can't go any further than that. Let's put a torch up here. So, that's kind of our limit right at this moment. So let me jump in the bed here and pass the night. Just so that I don't start and get bothered by the nasties. So, here. This looks okay. I'll work on the doors in a moment. I'll just do the same as what I did there. So, I think we got the design aspect of it right. And I want to run cobblestone all around here. This may change. And did I put stone bricks there? No, I didn't. So I probably actually won't. I'll just leave this as cobblestone. So we want this to kind of go up a little bit. And we're going to want to build another layer. This one is going to be 4 stories tall. The aim anyway. At the moment we've got it. It's going to be 4, excluding the ground floor. So if you counted the ground floor as well, which is kind of underground, that will be 5. So it's going to go quite a bit higher than this. This is going to be the tallest point of the fort. This edge right here. So we want it to kind of stretch up into the sky and utilize the height that we have here to work with and build a nice tall tower. And I am running pretty low on cobblestone. I have some more though in the chest, so it's not too much of a problem. I'm gonna do that for here. I think I should do 1 window in the center for every side here. So there's 3 there. And we came up through here, so I'm thinking, let's just block this out. Obviously the ladder won't be there, but that's beside the point. Which side do I not want this time? Well, this one, because the view is kind of blocked, in all honesty. So we don't really want that there. And I'm going to start the ladder there, hopefully, and that will give me enough room. It needs to be 1 block away from one wall. But this is 2 blocks away from the wall. But if I put that there, we don't have... Whoops, we don't have the way to you're kind of already on it, unless I was to go like that, but I don't really like that look, so we may have to make this room just a little bit taller, which is fine. It's not the end of the world if we have to do that, but I would prefer to kind of avoid it at this point. Whoops, let's go a little bit higher. Yeah, because if I do it here, we're going to be right on top of the window, and I don't like that look. We want to be here. So the stair will reach right here, and then we're going to come across this wall, aren't we, where the window is going to be. So how do I want to redesign this? Because I don't really like the fact that I'm just going straight up into a window, well, straight up into the wall. We want to kind of change that around a little bit. I could do it on a completely different side. That is one solution to the problem. What other side do we not really have a great view of? Anything? I mean, this was the worst view. I like these two. These two are out of the question. So I guess it's just going to have to be on this side, I suppose. Oh, whoops. Stair placement's never been my thing. I have to be honest about that. So we want to go up here, and this will then form the top layer, and then we can run all the way around with our cobblestone again, which I'm going to go and have to get some more of because I'm running low. I'll grab as much as I can, I think, from the chest. Yeah, we're out of cobble now, so we want to floor this right here. Oops. In the similar fashion to how we did the floor below us now. There we go, all the way to here, and then around this edge, and around this one as well. I'm going to link this, and I think this is my limit, right? Yeah, I can't go any more than that, otherwise we would be banging our heads a little bit, so we don't really want that. So let's fill in this with some wood. So now we're just above the height of this guy. So there's 2 more floors that I plan. I'm going to see what it looks like with just 1 more floor. And if that's tall enough, then we'll probably leave it alone. But if it's not, then I do have the option of going a level higher. That is fine too. Yeah, I'm going to need to build a stairwell right here, I think, because otherwise it's going to be too much of a hassle to try and get around the fort. Is there anything I really don't need for this? Coal, we don't need that. I have enough torches. Oh, I have some more iron. We can make up the iron bars. I'm going to keep the stone bricks on me. Fences, I don't think I'm going to need those. I want the wooden planks. I don't need the silk touch pick. Food, okay. So let me get as much cobble as I can. That'll do, I think. Not looking too bad. Obviously, I'm going to add some aesthetical detail to it, as I do with the turrets and towers of the fort. But for right now, it's about getting the structure together. And here's the handy advantage of this. I can just take the safety ladder straight up. I'm just going to have to hold this and go up a bit higher. There we go. So I'm going to get my cobblestone out right here. I'm going to continue to sort of fill in this area. This is where I ran out. I'm going to put you right there, and I'm going to run around the edge just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to go with the window in the middle again. I think will be the ideal solution. There we are. And same thing on this side. I'm just going to go, whoops, all the way across, and then just knock out the window slot. So right here, and right there. And now we have to pick a side that we don't want to see. Well, I guess now we could use this one because we don't have anything in the way. 1, 2, and we do have a light in here, good. And we're going to need to go up a little bit higher at this point to make it the appropriate height. I'm just going to run around the edge. I'm going to leave a gap for the window. And again, I'm going to leave a gap. And finally, once again, leave a gap for the window. Oops, there we go. And there. And then we can jump up here and do the next row. How are we doing now? I think I'm going to go with one more floor. Overall, I think that will look better. For something really tall, because we're not really that much taller than what that is at the moment. We're a little bit taller, but we're not anything significant. I think one more floor would probably put us at the high end. So that's probably going to be the best thing to do at this stage. And we're going to do this. I love how I can see everything that we've done so far from up here. This is pretty cool. That's kind of going to be the idea. It's going to replace this. In fact, we won't be that much lower than that, in all honesty. We'll tear all that down soon. So, this is the level at which the floor is going to sit at, because we do want to leave the gap before the window, and I am aware that I did cover up the stairwell. We'll come back to that. I just want to kind of get the flooring in here. So hopefully this one will be a little bit easier than that one to put a proper roof on, as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to fill this in, and let's knock these out now. Do I have any more stairs? I do. I just have the one though. We're going to need one more. I'm going to need some iron bars to fill this thing, that's for sure. All the way down to the bottom. I'm going to make my iron bars now, actually, I think, while I think about it. And let's put these in. Wow, that is not really that many iron bars. There we go. We kind of need to think about lighting this thing up a little better as well, don't we? Because we don't really have an opportunity to play around with lighting too much in here. But that should do the trick nicely. And we'll have that one in the middle for the time being. We're going to do the same here. I've just thought about it with it getting dark, that we are going to need to be able to manage lighting effectively in here. So we'll take that into consideration as we build our way up. Up to the 3rd floor now. I take that back, I don't have all that many torches. Pick those up. There we are, put those in, and well, we've got a couple missing at the moment. But again, I'm going to have to go downstairs and make some more... go downstairs to make more stairs. And I'm also going to jump in the bed while we're down here, makes sense. Let me see now. More of these things going on. There we are. Oak wood steps. Going to keep on going higher. All the way to the tippity top. There we are. So, one more floor and I think we'll be done. The next floor. And then the roof. So, because... what, we're 5-6 blocks up, really? That's kind of it. We're not really that much higher up, so we want to kind of take advantage of this particular section that we have here. And we also have a lovely view here. We've got the mountains off that way, we've got the swamp to look at all around here, and the forest, and the rest of the fort off in this direction, so it's kind of nice to have that view. So we are in a very scenic little spot right here. There we are. go. And speaking of scenic, 1.7 seems to be really up in the standards of biomes. I've seen the picture that Jeb has released about the new biome structure. It seems that, and this isn't confirmed or anything, but it seems as if we're going to get more realistic biome neighbours now. So things like forests and swamps and mountains and plains will all kind of be together, but things like snow biomes and deserts won't be next to each other. So that's kind of a nice thing to have, in all honesty. Something which I've always found a little odd. I mean, I've never complained about it because it's never been a huge problem, but it will be nice to see it more realistic. And we're obviously going to have a few new biomes, it seems, this time around. It seems that we're going to have the Clay Canyon biome with the hardened clay. That's a cool looking biome. Some people reckon that we will have sort of like a marsh or a savanna type biome coming soon as well. So that's pretty good. Gives us a nice blend to build in some different places. And this will be a good opportunity to kind of get it all done in one update, so they can kind of leave the biomes alone after that point. Although I guess eventually the time comes to add more, doesn't it? That time will always be somewhere, no matter what happens. So what way do I want to get rid of now? Well, it can't be that wall because of the flooring. We could do this one. Yeah, this one or that one. It's going to have to be one of those two. This is the nice viewed one, but I'm going to put it here this time around. Whoops, I keep selecting that wood for no real reason. There we go, we're going to put that here. And I did not put any torches in here. So let's do that now. Pick up all of those, and there we go. Is my crafting table all the way down there? I thought I was going to pick it up and move it, but evidently not. So I'm out of stairs again. In fact, you know what? I'm going to just bring these with me up the stairs. Up, up, up. All the way to here for the time being, and I'm out of wood. Let's make the wooden steps again. And there we go, all the way to the top. And this is where the roofing shall begin. So yeah, this is an ideal height, in all honesty, for the last floor. The next floor up will be the roof deck. So we're going to get a bit higher. We're going to get maybe 5 or so blocks higher. And then we will have the roof deck. And then that'll be about it, actually, as far as this tower is concerned, apart from adding some detail to it. So we're right up here now. So I think we'll have a great overview of the remaining part of the castle at this point. There we are. So I guess this episode's probably going to be called Towers and Turrets, because we've done a tower and a turret. And I think next time, whenever we work on the fort, I'm going to tackle this, the gatehouse, because that one is just basically similar to this. And then we've got that to take care of as well, the boathouse area. I'm thinking of making that basically the same as this, but with a few subtle differences in terms of design, because they're basically the same size, shape, and so on. So I don't want to do too much with that to try and risk spoiling the rest of the look that we've got going on here. I wonder what this looks like from down below. It must look pretty darn big, I have to say. There we are, we're going to come across here and build a power little window there. So once I've built the top of this tower, I'm going to kind of go off camera again and figure out the aesthetics of the build itself, because I take a while on deciding those things, and I will bring you back in when we're at a good point. And at that point we'll probably finish the episode, because I've been going a while now at least. So now here, which view do I block this time? I guess... You know what, we haven't had a stairwell on this side, I don't think, yet. So we're going to do it here. And this is going to lead out to what will eventually be the roof deck area. So going to need to make some more wood. I think maybe a stack should cover me here for the rest of the wood I'm going to need, because we're going to need 6 of the steps. And then some wood obviously to finish up the roof area here. And we are going to have to go one higher, of course, because we don't want the floor to be right up against the window. There we are. So this is going to be the roof deck, and we're really not that far from the safety platform, so I know I've got a good height now for this particular tower. We're going to go and take a look at what it looks like in a minute from down below, and then I'm going to work on it in terms of adding some detail and so forth. But that really shouldn't take that much, because for one, this is square. Everything else I've had to kind of round and shape to be round. But this is all square, so that should be a little easier, I think. A little easier on my part to try and do. So we're up here now. Just put these last couple of wood blocks in. And that should cover us. Yep. So here is the very top. So if I have a look down, I can clearly see the rest of the fort. We've got a good view of everything up here. So we kind of now really want to work on getting this section sort of done. And I'm going to use stone bricks up here, as I always do at the top. Kind of just to pick out the highlights, really, if nothing else. There we are. Do I have any slabs on me? I have a couple, but nothing really significant. Oh good, this kind of matches, unlike everything else that I've been working on up to this point. So that's going to give us a good idea of what it's going to look like. So I'm going to head all the way down to the bottom here and kind of take a look at what we've got and what I need to really do with it. So let's just go into this turret here, and I can do my cliff dive into the little water bay. Not bad, not bad. It's going to need some work, obviously. I'm thinking first thing that's pretty obvious that needs to be done is probably maybe shave off the corners, or at least do something with the corners, because it looks very, very turrety, if nothing else. Torch effects. But yeah, I think we're getting there. That's not too bad. It's at the right height, I think, at this point. But it does, as I say, need some work, and I'm probably going to do something a bit similar to this. As far as that's concerned, by constructing a proper roof, I'm going to get funky with the stairs again, and also I need to add some sort of beams and whatnot into it, perhaps, to try and flesh it out a little more. And we'll see where we go from there. So I'm going to work on this again for a little bit, guys, and I'm going to see where we get afterwards. So I'll be right back, guys. Oh my gosh, that took way longer than it should have done. All told, I probably spent about a day on this, completing this huge tower here, and that is what I've got. This is what I came up with. I really like it. Something tells me, though, it seems more like a radio tower than a fort tower, but either way, it's still pretty good. Well, at least I think so anyway. And I did die twice in building this thing. First time was to fall damage, and second time was to a creeper before I had a chance to get my armor on. But I didn't lose anything, I don't think. Certainly if I did, it was nothing significant as far as that's concerned. So still got my equipment here. Just made up some new iron bars to finish up the windows here. And oh boy, this took such a long time to do and get right. But overall, I like it. We've got a nice view down onto the whole fort, onto these two right here. I think I'm going to put some trapdoors on top of those, to be honest, and obviously our other turret that we worked on earlier today. So the next thing to really do now would be to kind of work on this, I think. We've either got this to work on, another tower in that corner to work on, and we've got this thing to work on as well. And I think I'm going to make that one similar to this one. That's where the boathouse is going to be. As I say, this is going to be the gatehouse, which we need to work on. That's going to be another lookout tower for that side, similar to this one. Not quite as tall as this one, but it's going to be taller than those two and that. And then aside from that, I think the main fort structure is pretty much done. Then we just have to work on building the interior of the fort and so forth. So that though is going to be for another day, because I'm feeling totally wrecked right now. So after building this thing I need a break, and I'm going to probably at least spend next episode working on something else other than this before we come back and work on the next segments of it. And I'm thinking that I really want to I want to get that out of the way. That big tower, I want to get that out of the way. I think probably what I'll do is I'll do the big tower and the boathouse tower together in one episode, and then I'll work on the gatehouse. I'll work on the gatehouse last. And then at that point we need to start working on the interior. And I also need to add some defences as well, to prevent monsters like spiders from climbing up as best I can, and also to add a bit of detail to the walls, because at the moment they're kind of a bit bland and a bit boring, so I want to kind of make them look a little nicer, and if we get the function as well, that's even better. But aside from that, really, I think that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Been a lot of work to get this done, and I do believe, though, that it's been the right way to go. I did do a different door style. Actually, that's one thing we never looked at. I did do a different door style, because the door, like this door, do that. This door matches this tower, but I tried doing it on this one and it didn't work, so I did this instead. Same principle, just a different kind of look, because it didn't really work. And I've got the pressure plates in. So overall, definitely think that was the best way to go with it. And obviously this as well. Really happy that we managed to make this. I need to put some iron bars in here as well, but I'll probably do that off camera at some point. When I next work on the fort. But aside from that, really, I think we've pretty much, that was the hardest thing to build, I think. Out of the rest of the fort, that's going to be the biggest amount of work done. So I think what we'll do now is next episode I'm going to work on something new. Probably do a bit of work around the cave base down below, see what I can do around there, because I know that there's a couple of little things I really need to take care of down there. And then we'll probably come back to working on the episode afterwards. So yeah, that's going to be just about it from me today, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. So until then, see you later and have a good day.